You Geminis have the Temperance, the Three of Swords, the Sun, the Magician, King of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Four of Swords, the King of Swords, the Hermit, and last but not least, you have the Knight of Cups. So the Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, which is the exact opposite of Gemini. So that axis is playing itself out between you and Sagittarius energy. But the Temperance, the Three of Swords, and the Sun card, a lot of you Geminis right now are actually looking at this opportunity that you have to talk to other people as just that. It's a wonderful opportunity. The Three of Swords represents the difficulties that you've had in the past, but the Temperance before that shows that a lot of you are going to implement and actually start to use what it is that you've learned with me, as well as what it is that you've learned through your own life experiences, to actually start using that and approach other people to where it can cut down on the failure of you not finding anybody. So in other words, you Geminis are learning how to approach people better and to have more success. The Sun now represents, because you really do want that success, right? So very much so at this point in time, a lot of you Geminis are very happy at the fact that you're getting what it is that you want, right? You've actually figured it out. You've actually gone about your way to figure out a way to talk to people in which it will work for you. And even if it doesn't work, you're still in the process of learning. So it's a learning curve. See, the problem with most people is that they don't really understand that with every failure they have and with every victory, they're supposed to learn. But a lot of you Geminis are picking up how to actually approach people and how to understand people way faster, which means that now you're taking into consideration the times that you've failed in your life, and you're looking at it and you're going back and being like, okay, well, how can you improve when it comes to getting to know other people? So the Sun, a lot to celebrate, because before, right, as to where you Geminis, you may have been approachable and people may have liked you, but at the same time, people may not have necessarily known if you were being serious or not. A lot of now, right, the Magician and the King of Wands, now that you Geminis are actually doing the work, the Magician, it's almost, your transformation will be almost magical, because now you have the air of, you have that mystery, right, of, I should say, the unknowability of you Geminis being an air sign, which people won't be able to quite put their finger on what zodiac sign you are, where it is that you coming from, right? That mystery. And at the same time, it'll be a slow but a very intense and intriguing and enticing air about you. So people will be very much so enraptured, and they will want to get to know you even more. Like I said, magical. And then you have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands now represents and this is where, this is where things end up becoming quite it takes an even greater turn, because the King of Wands now represents, you Geminis very much so stealing the show. And what I mean by that is that when you get to know people now it's like people are they really want to get to know you. There's something about you, again, that they can't quite put their finger on, that they like about you, that they just have to continue to try to get to know. And the King of Wands represents, here it comes now, because the Ace of Wands. Notice how it is that both of these has the same wand in it. So the Ace of Wands represents that, how it is that you wield this mystery, this desirability, how people want to get to know you, how people actually want, it's enticing. They're enticed by you Geminis, right? You're giving them just enough to where you actually are getting to know them and they're getting to know you. But it's a slow build, but it's a build that people they want to go. They want to actually create this build, this intensity, this slow burn up, or this slow climb up, right? As they get to know you. The Four of Swords and the King of Swords now, the Four of Swords represent, but for the people who are not on point, they're not going to be able to last, because what's going to happen is that they're going to try to rush you, right? Because some people are going to be so caught up with who you are. Some people are going to want to rush you, right? Hey, let's go hang out. Hey, let's go to my house. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do the other. And you Geminis are going to be like, right? You need to enjoy the slow build. And they're going to end up burning their own selves out, because they're going to be like, well, forget about this. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to talk to you. This is whack. But it's going to be their loss, because then the King of Swords, you Geminis will be like, okay, if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. We don't have to talk. Forget about you then. I'm not going to hang out with you. And then you have the Hermit. So the Magician and the Hermit, these cards are both representative of Mercury, Gemini and Virgo, right? So the Hermit representing Virgo in particular, this is about how, but at the same time, you're also going to you're also going to get even more people to be interested in you. Because let me explain to you what's going on. You're going to get more people to be interested in you when the more that you Geminis actually give them a little bit at a time, as well as you get to know them, as well as the relationship actually builds together. But see, here's the thing though. For you Geminis, right, you will actually need to get to know them too. So slowing them down every now and again is gonna get them to keep coming back. So it's very much so a situation, right? And then you have the Knight of Cups. It's very much so a situation where you have a lot of people who want to get your attention, but the people who are not patient enough, they're not really going to be able to last too long, because they're going to be so worried about trying to get you, how they want you, and they're not going to be able to wait. They are going to essentially run out of energy, because they were so amped to get one off, essentially. But the Knight of Cups represents, but if these people were smart, they would wait and they would be patient, and they would actually go through this journey with you. Because you Geminis, the beauty of it is that a lot of you Geminis are looking for a strong relationship that can last very long, if not for the rest of your life. And obviously you shouldn't rush into a relationship with somebody, right? So let's clarify some of these cards now. Let's clarify the Four of Swords. Three of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Four of Cups, King of Wands. Right. So to clarify the Three of Pentacles, right? To clarify the Four of Swords. The Three of Pentacles represents, again, you Geminis are looking for substance. So you actually want to get to know people and not just rush into being too romantic. People are going to have to actually share who they actually are with you, get to know you, because it's not going to work, right? If they try to, jump your bones and stuff like this, a lot of you Geminis are going to slow them down. But in essence, that's one of the ways that a relationship should be. The two of you should be getting to know each other. It should be a rediscovery. And the thing about it is that the Page of Wands, for those people, like I said, who are too impatient, you're going to essentially leave them alone, because a lot of you Geminis are going to know those people only want to get to know you just so that they can jump your bones. It's an intrigue, and they want to get with you, but they don't know how to have patience. right? Which means that those people aren't really good for a relationship because they just want to get in, get off, get out. The Four of Cups and the King of Wands now represents, but people have to be able to put in work to get to know you as you're getting to know them. That's why you're asking them these questions. The King of Wands, however, represents you're holding yourself more accountable and you're holding yourself with more regard, in the sense that you're not just going to go talk to any old person, right? The person has to be able to really understand why you're being patient, while at the same time, eventually the two of you will get intimate.